I manage this restaurant. I'm running the restaurant, and all of a sudden I hear from like across the room, someone shouting. It was one of my servers who already has a short fuse. Yeah. She was like, "I shouldn't have to tell you how to act like an adult," something like that. And I was like, "Well, I guess I better investigate." Yeah. And so I go over there, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "This guy just ate this kid's food." And I was like, "What?" The story is there's two little tables. It's like a little bar section area. So there's a little table for two, and these two kids were sitting at it, and their parents were at another table next to it. The kids just got their food. It's a busy day, so they waited a little while. And they walk over to say something to their parents, and this fucking guy just walks by and grabs chicken tenders off this kid's plate and eats them.
And the guy doesn't know the kid or the family. Yeah.
No. I'm like, who did it? And they're like, this guy. And he was this like 6'5", huge dude, Russian accent.
Yeah.
And so I walk up to him, and I'm like, and he's like staring up in space, like hoping like I don't notice him or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man,
you're gight. I see you.
Yeah, you are sticking out like a sore thumb.
It's like when an ostrich buries its head in the sand.
It's like, yeah, we can still see your ass. Yeah. I go to him and I go, hey man, did you just eat some guys, or did you just eat somebody else's food? And he just looks at me kind of like sheepishly. He's like, yeah. And I just said, don't do that.
You can't do that.
I didn't know. I was just like blown away. I was like, don't do, like I'm giving you a life lesson. Like, you can't do that.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That'd get you killed 100 years ago.
Which everyone was like, they were like, throw him out. And I'm saying that to this guy, and his friend who was sitting next to him turns to me and he's like, no, it's already taken care of. We already agreed that we would pay their bill, and we're gonna pay their bill. And so I was like, okay, thinking that was actually the case. And so I walk away. I go try to find Nicole to find this bill to give to this guy, and I don't know where she went. She was somewhere else. So I'm walking around looking for her. Meanwhile, the parents and their friends of these kids are like talking shit back and forth to these guys, like across the room.
Giant Russian men.
Yeah, and like things are getting tense, I guess. Yeah. So I didn't know any of that, and I come back and I get this guy the bill. It's $120, and he just pays it because his stupid friend ate chicken fingers. Which I was like, good on you. He didn't leave us. He left $0 tip though.
What a good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Russians don't tip.
Russians don't tip.
Mm-mm.
There's a few truths in this world.
Yep.
Death, taxes, and Russians don't tip. Or Australians.
Like just a Russian dude. Like, I want chicken fingers.
Chicken
I'm
fingers.
going to eat these.
These are now mine.
These are my chicken fingers. Your kid.
I see them. I claim them.
I am man.
But like,
I want them.
So, and that's just weird because like the kid wasn't sitting right there. But even like, who just goes to a restaurant and walks around and finds untouched food on a table and just eats it? Are you like a hobo?
Psychopath.
Psychopath.
That dude probably OJ'd somebody.
Out of his mind.
Yeah.
But anyways, then later, it doesn't end. Another table wants to talk to me. Yeah. And I go over, and it's some younger lady, and I'm assuming her mom. Yeah. And they're like, just so you know, these guys were all saying really sexist things about your waitress. And I was like, okay.
You're like, they actually don't prefer to be called waitresses anymore. So that's a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually server. That's gender neutral, so you're an ass.
You're an asshole now?
The example she uses, like, he called her a spitfire. And I was kind of like, that's not that bad. But I was like, okay. I was like, well, I didn't know. She's like, and you didn't kick them out. And this is not a safe work environment for women.
You got white-knighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, okay. I was like, well, I didn't know any of that happened.
That was also people that saw something that was going on that was like wild and then was like, I want to be a part of this.
I need to make sure
the attention's not on me. Yeah. So I need to do something.
I'm important and I'm here to save the day because
here's my feelings about something happened that had nothing to do with me at all.
Right.
You got a bad place.
Yeah. That means this is a bad environment.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay. And they're like, you didn't kick him out. And like, as they're saying this, I look up and those guys are leaving. And I was like, well, they're gone, so I can't kick them out.
Are you going to be okay?
Is everything fine?
You kissed her on the forehead?
I did.
Everything's going to be okay.
I gave her a quick slap of the titty and a kiss on the cheek.
You want some free French fries, honey?
Yeah. Can I offer you a cheesecake?
I would like a cheesecake. I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake does kick ass.
Kicks all the ass.
Yeah, but I was just like, all right, so I just had to deal with all this shit. And I just basically had to email my boss later and be like, hey, if there's some bullshit review that comes out,
Yeah.
this is what happened.
Russian guy ate some kids' food.
Yeah.
Russian guy eats kids' food.